Have you ever wondered if someone is lying to you? What if I told you that spotting a lie isn't about memorizing a long list of behaviors, but about mastering a few simple, powerful techniques? Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to become a human lie detector. Forget everything you think you know about liars touching their noses or looking away. For years, I studied every single indicator, creating a massive periodic table of deceptive behaviors. But the biggest lesson I learned? That was a mistake. The real key isn't knowing what to look for, but being exceptionally good at detecting change. Think about it. A conversation starts with simple, easy questions. Where are you from? What do you do? You establish a baseline, a normal pattern of behavior for that person. Then you introduce the tougher questions. Now you're not looking for a specific tell. You're looking for a shift. Is their tone different? Is their breathing faster? Are their hands suddenly fidgeting? A cluster of these changes is a massive red flag, even if you can't pinpoint the exact behavior. It's like a seismic shift in their demeanor, signaling that something is off, but change alone isn't enough. You also need context. Someone crossing their arms might not be defensive. They could just be cold. Context is king, and you never ever rely on a single behavior. One nose scratch means nothing. One glance away is just a glance. Deception reveals itself in clusters, a combination of changes happening at once. Sometimes, though, even when someone is lying, the signs just aren't there. Why? The stakes aren't high enough. Imagine I show you a picture of a duck and tell you to convince someone it is a horse. You'd probably lie pretty easily with no signs of stress. But what if I told you your life depended on it? Suddenly, the stakes are sky high, and your body would betray you. This is where you, as the questioner, have immense power. You can raise the stakes. A simple phrase like, "I want you to think very carefully before you answer this next question," can instantly ramp up the pressure. For an innocent person, it's just words. For a guilty person, their brain goes into overdrive, making their deceptive signals much easier to spot. You're essentially amplifying their body language before the question even comes. Now, let's talk about the art of the question itself. One of the most powerful tools is the bait question. Let's say $10,000 was stolen from a store, and I have you as a suspect. I wouldn't say, "We have you on camera." Instead, I'd ask, "Is there any reason a security camera might show you taking the money?" If you know there were no cameras, you'd calmly say no, so I make it vaguer. "Is there any reason someone might say they saw your car parked outside that night?" Now you're in a bind. You don't know who I've talked to. If you were there, your mind starts racing. Should you stick to your lie? What if I have evidence I'm about to reveal? That uncertainty is what makes the bait question so effective. The key is to keep it hypothetical. Is there any reason? You never claim to have evidence. You just plant the seed of doubt. This works wonders with kids too, but with them, there's an even more powerful technique, the punishment question. Simply ask, "What do you think should happen to the person who did this?" I learned this firsthand. I came home from the military one day to find a carton of chocolate milk spilled all over our white rug. My two young kids, of course, denied everything. So I separated them. I asked my daughter, Charlotte, what the punishment should be. She went all out, spanking. No Xbox, no friends, grounded for life. A classic innocent person response. Then I went to my son, William, and asked him the same question. He thought for a moment and said, no more chocolate milk in the living room, busted. It's funny because adults react the exact same way. When you ask a guilty person about the punishment, they try to minimize it. Their response will be something like, "Well, they probably just need some counseling or they should apologize." Their brain is picturing themselves facing the consequences, so they instinctively try to soften the blow. An innocent person, on the other hand, will suggest a much harsher penalty because they have no emotional connection to the crime. So, to recap, forget memorizing tells. Start by establishing a baseline and watch for clusters of behavioral changes. Always consider the context, and remember that no single gesture is proof of a lie. Raise the stakes with your words to make deception easier to spot. And master the art of the bait question and the punishment question to guide you toward the truth. These are the strategies that professionals use, and now they're yours too. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights into human behavior. Let me know in the comments if you've ever used any of these techniques. See you next time.